Hello, my name's Angie Lockhart and I'm coming to you today from Edinburgh, just outside Edinburgh, in fact, at Granton Harbour. And this is number 3 vlog in my series Embracing Change. In my last vlog I talked about divorce and separation, and this vlog I'm going to talk about being single. How do you become single after being together for so long? And as I said in my last vlog, I was married for 26 years. So basically, I had to learn to be single again and learn to get on with life on my own after being part of a couple all that time. So I thought it was good that I came here, because this is where my journey being single really started. Of course, I was single on my own in Northern Ireland for about a year, and then I came to Edinburgh to take up a post here, and this is where I started my single life in Edinburgh, down at Granton Harbour. And how pretty is it? You're just a couple of miles from Edinburgh city centre, but it is absolutely lovely, and I couldn't have thought of a nicer place to start off my journey in my own little flat. And of course, it is daunting, because I went from being in my parents' home until I was 19, and then I moved into my marital home and I was there 26 years. So basically I had to learn from scratch to be alone. I had to learn what that was like and what that felt like. And I think it was necessary. It was absolutely necessary. In order to move on with your life and even become part of another couple, you need to learn to know yourself and live on your own. So of course, after the year in Northern Ireland, I was offered an opportunity. I embraced that change and I came here to Edinburgh. I looked at many flats. That was daunting in itself, and I was trying, when you go into a flat, you're trying to envisage what it's going to be like, you living there, and I couldn't see myself living in a lot of them. They were huge big tenements in the middle of the city. It was so foreign to what I'd been used to in Northern Ireland, until I came down here to the harbour, and I think it was one of the last flats I viewed, and it was unfurnished, and it was a 2-bedroom flat, and it just looked over the sea. And for the first time in looking at all the flats, I thought I could live there. I could imagine my furniture there, and for me that was a big thing. I love homemaking, I love making a home, and I brought some of my own furniture over and I set up home here in Edinburgh, and I started my job. And of course I did make it home and I made it cosy. But there were many times, and you'll experience this if you're newly single, that I sat in the evening and I thought, what am I doing here? The loneliness was devastating, and I was actually thinking to myself, I've cut myself off from my family, my friends, I've come to this strange city, and the distance was good in one way, but in another way I was so lonely. So it was then I decided to join a little meet-up group, and I went into the city centre and I met with a few girls, and I'm still friends with them now to this day. It was for people new to the city, and there's lots of things like that going on. Even in your own city there's things like that going on. But what I would say, when people offer you opportunities to go out, and they try and entice you to go out, and you just don't feel like it, and you could just gladly say no and sit in. Take those opportunities and just go, because you need to force yourself to do things and to get used to being single. But there's amazing things about being single as well, and this is what I want to talk about. When I had my little flat, I had it for almost 4 years before I married David. I actually loved the fact that when I went out in the morning, I came in at night, everything was the same as it was when I left it. I decorated it the way I want. I had everything the way I wanted. It was very girly. My bedroom was just a little oasis, a little haven. I loved getting into my bed with clean sheets and stretching out in the double bed and just being for me. I loved not having to get up at a certain time on the weekends or on my days off. I loved the fact that I could curl up in bed and watch TV and watch a movie and get the tissues out and bawl my eyes out, and there was nobody actually there to see. It was liberating in a way. I loved the idea that I could just come in the evening, open a bottle of wine, have a glass of wine, sit and watch the sun go down, read a book, watch TV, do whatever I wanted, have a bath. There was no restrictions on me. And that's a nice part, that's a positive part about embracing single life. I could go out with friends or I could stay in. I could do just whatever I wanted. And it was liberating. But I remember a couple of months into my separation, and I was meant to go on a family holiday with my ex-husband. And of course that wasn't going to happen. So rather than waste the flights, my 2 daughters and one of their boyfriends at the time went with me. And we went to a villa that we had gone to for some time in Spain. And of course that week there was lots of fun and laughter, but there was lots of tears, there was lots of memories for things that would never be again. And this particular night I went to bed, and it was so quiet. It was out in the country, the villa, so there was no noise. But for some reason, about 4:30 in the morning, it was pitch black. I woke with a start. And I sat straight up in bed, and it was like a voice was talking to me. And the voice said, "It is going to be okay. You will have to be on your own for a while, but that's necessary for you to learn and to grow. But you will meet someone else, you will be happy again." And that voice was so clear and so real that I had a notebook beside the bed, and I actually wrote down the very words and dated it. And it was only just over a year later that I actually met my now husband. Of course I was single and had my own apartment for a long time after we met, which was necessary. I needed to learn who I was again. I needed that space, I needed that time to reflect and to learn and to grow. So if you're going through that, don't rush this stage of singledom that you're in. Embrace it, enjoy it, do all the things you want to do the things that make you feel great. Make sure you get your hair done, make sure you go, and if you like getting your nails done, get your nails done. Treat yourself. If money allows it, just allow yourself the little luxuries in life, because in doing that you learn who you are and you get pleasure out of that. So every stage of your life can be a joy. So embrace that change of being single and move on with the confidence that life can be good again. So I'm going to leave you here from Granton Harbour, and until the next time, bye for now.